Live from the Breaking News and Weather Authority, this is WEAU 13 News at 10.
Thanks for joining us. The Eau Claire County Sheriff's Office is investigating a death after staff found a 29-year-old woman unresponsive in the Eau Claire County Jail. Sheriff Dave Rivestall says another area sheriff's office, as well as the Eau Claire County Medical Examiner, will also be conducting an independent investigation into the death. The woman's name will not be released at this time. In less than a month, voters in Wisconsin will decide who their next Supreme Court justice will be. This race has garnered a lot of attention around the state, in part because of its connection to the future of abortion in Wisconsin. WEAU's Daniel Gomez explains. WEAU reached out to Janet Protasewitz's campaign for comment on this topic. We have not gotten a response. WINNER. The Badger State has a new spelling bee champion. A pair of Republican legislators are working on a bill that would require the state DNR to set a new population goal for wolves in its next management plan. It's not a special team you'll find at every fire department, but in Milwaukee, the dive rescue team is about as busy as it gets. Madeline O'Neill gives us an in-depth look at this group of first responders. Millions in California are bracing for another atmospheric river event that is expected to hit the state Monday. As the fallout continues from the Silicon Valley bank collapse, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the federal government would not bail it out. Still ahead, before the March Madness bracket is set, Purdue and Penn State battle for the Big Ten tournament title. Philip will have highlights in Sports Scene 13. Plus, one building lighting the way for others has a new owner. What's next for a Duluth landmark? First, two soldiers fighting for their country in Ukraine are in the United States for a life-changing procedure. More on their story coming up next. Hundreds of troops on both sides have been killed over the last 24 hours as Russia and Ukraine fight for Bakhmut. With the ongoing war in Ukraine, some soldiers wounded in battle are in need of prosthetic limbs. Thanks to one nonprofit, two of them arrived in the United States for a life-changing procedure. Julie Calhoun reports. After a snowy weekend, the weather will be drying out the next few days with a midweek warm-up expected. Chief Meteorologist Darren Meyer has the details in your Skywarn 13 forecast.
Your eyes get drawn to the middle part of the week because we get back in the 40s. That's going to be certainly a nice change Wednesday, Thursday. Another system comes along, Maria. I think rain this time, but changing over to snow by Friday.
I'm just going to keep my eyes on that 45, okay?
Looks good, sounds good, can't wait.
Absolutely. Thanks, Darren. A historic lighthouse in Minnesota has a new owner. A St. Paul-based nonprofit is now taking control of the Harbor Lighthouse in Duluth. Larissa Mills reports on what's next for the landmark. Wing says they'll apply for grants and look further into the safety of the structure. The goal is to start lighthouse area tours in 2024. Coming up next in Sports Scene 13, brackets and analysis for the NCAA and WIAA basketball tournaments. And Wisconsin women's hockey clinches a Frozen Four berth. Their opponent after the break. I still can't believe some of our area saw 10 inches of snow over this weekend, and I'm hoping we're not going to see too much more snow this week.
I think we're going to catch a break. I think those high amounts were pretty far up to the north, but that was what Tony did receive up to our north.
Looks good. Thanks, Darren, and thank you for joining us. Have a great night.